Last time we got started with Firebase storage and actually creating the Firebase storage object and declaring the path where we're going to be storing the images in the Firebase storage. Now we're ready to actually upload the photo. And so let's take a look at the documentation. So I just went to firebasegoogle.com, doc, storage, Android, upload files. And on this page, this is going to show us all the different ways that we can actually upload files to Firebase. So this is kind of the basic stuff we already went through. Create your path, your storage reference. Then we can either upload from data in memory, or we can upload from a stream, or we can upload from a file. We can add file metadata. Lots of different options. But basically they're very similar, but then they just differ with respect to what you do here. So you basically create an upload task and then call a different method on the upload task. So in this case, uploading a file is you put file. In this case, we upload to a stream, so you can see upload task, put stream, so you can start to see the pattern here. And let's go, this is going to be what we're interested in here, I think. So we have an image view, we get a bitmap, and then we want to put the bytes. So we have an upload task and we use putBytes to actually upload that. So this is sort of the method we're going to be loosely following. It's going to be very similar to this, just a little different. So let's go into get started on that here, and I'm just going to go below our storage reference. And the first thing I need to do, we're going to need a method to get the bitmap. So I'm going to go bitmap bm equals. We need some method to convert our image URL to a bitmap, basically. So convert image URL to bitmap, because we need it in a bitmap form if we're going to be able to put the bytes. So let's create a new utility class here. So new Java class, and what am I going to call it? Let's call it image manager. And what image manager is going to be responsible for is it's going to be a couple things, but for right now we're just going to focus on taking an image URL and then converting it to a bitmap. So let's, I guess we can use a tag here, why not? And we just need a couple methods, and they can be static. So public static, we want to return a bitmap, so bitmap, and we're going to go get bitmap, and we want to pass a string of an image URL. So let's create a file, image file equals new file, and we pass the image URL. So that's going to reference the file, the actual image that is stored in memory, because this is the image URL of the pointer that points to it in memory. Now we're actually creating the file. We're creating the file object using that pointer. And now we're going to do a file input stream. I'll just say FIS for file input stream equals null. And we need our new bitmap. So bitmap also equals null. And we're going to need a try catch here with a couple things. So catch. And the first one is going to be a file not found exception, E, and let's do log E, and I just like to copy the error, e.getMessage, and we're going to need another catch on top of this one, so another second catch here, and this one's going to be an IO exception. Oh, actually, this isn't the right location for it, so we'll come back to that. So let's work on the file input stream first of all. So FIS equals new file input stream, and that's when we pass our image file. So we're importing that image file now, and now we need to get the bitmap. So we can do bitmap factory dot decode stream, and you can see that we pass our file input stream on that one. So we create the file, we create a file input stream, we input the file into our project, and then we convert the file to a bitmap using a bitmap factory and decode the input stream. Now we're going to add a finally block, and inside here is where we're going to put our second try catch, and I'm just going to copy this catch message here, and we're going to change this one to an IO exception, and this IO exception can get thrown because we are closing our input stream. Cool, so that's all good, and then when that's all said and done, we want to return our bitmap. So this method right here is basically just going to take our image URL that points to that image that's stored in memory, the one that we selected, and it's going to convert it to a bitmap form in our project. So let's go back to Firebase methods, and that's how we're going to get our bitmap here now. So bitmap equals, we can do our image manager, and it's a image manager. That's not, so make sure you use the right one. There's another image manager here from COM, Google, Android, GMS. We want to use the one that we just created here in the utils package. So image manager, and we can call our static get bitmap method here, and then we can pass our image URL, and that's going to retrieve our bitmap. And then let's create, I guess, caption string equals, actually I don't even know why I don't need to do that. I already have the caption. And so now, if you like, and I mean I recommend doing it, I recommend resizing the images, because you don't want to have like an image that's maybe more than 5 megabytes, 5 MB. So we can set a threshold for that and actually resize our images. But let's actually just upload it, and I'll show you kind of the speed, and then we can look at maybe resizing it afterwards. So let's create our upload task. So upload task equals upload task, or upload task equals null, and then we do upload task equals our storage reference, and then we want to do putBytes, just like we saw from the documentation, and that's where we're going to put our bytes, but I didn't get that yet. So we need another method to actually change the bitmap to bytes. So let's go back to our image manager method here, and we're going to create another static method. So going to give ourselves a little more room here. So public static, we want to return a byte array. So byte get bytes from bitmap, and this is where we're going to pass a bitmap, and let's pass another parameter here. This is going to return the quality, because when we actually convert it to a byte array, we have a choice to choose the quality in terms of a percentage. So so this number, this quality here, so let's go return byte array from a bitmap. Quality is greater than 0 but less than 100. So basically you can choose a percentage between 0 and 100 for the quality here. So let's go byte array output stream. You can just call it stream equals new byte array output stream, and we don't need to pass anything. And then we're going to take our bitmap, so bm dot compress, and this is where we choose the format and the quality. So we can do bitmap dot compress format, and we're just going to JPEG, and this is where you pass the quality. So in other words, this could be like 50 for 50%, 90 for 90%, or whatever. So we're going to pass quality here, and then we want to pass our stream, and then we just want to return our stream.toByte array, and that will return a byte array. So let's go back to here, and we can do bytes equals our image manager. So remember to grab the correct one from the correct package, and then get bytes from bitmap, and then go to bitmap, and and then the quality. So to start, we'll just do 100%, and then later we can play with this and see kind of what lowering the quality will do and how good it still looks and all those things, because you don't want it to look like crap. It is an image sharing application after all, so you do want the images to look good. And so there we have our putBytes, and now we can add some listeners onto our upload task. So if you look at the Firebase documentation, you can see that you create the upload task, and then you add on failure listener, you add on success listener, and then also I'm going to add one more listener, which is on, I think it's on progress update listener or something like that, and that way we can print out a toast message kind of as it's uploading, letting the user know how far along they are with that upload. But actually this took a lot longer than I thought. I forgot that we had to make all these methods in here, so I'm going to have to stop the video here, because I'm trying to keep these below 10 minutes if I can, and in the next one we're going to work on what is outlined in the documentation here. But if you want to move ahead and give it a shot yourself, I'm sure you guys can figure it out. Otherwise, I'll see you in that next video.